Okay. I can't believe I get emails like this. Of course, the minute I start the video, one knucklehead says, I want to come out with you, Dad, even though he wasn't coming out for the last 5 minutes. And so I figure I share this with you because it almost makes me cry how grateful I am to have this platform on YouTube to share my knowledge with you guys. And of course, I'm double nickel today, the big 5-5. So I'm no longer part of the targeted audience on Nielsen ratings. I'm beyond now the targeted audience on Nielsen ratings, which I think is 25 through 54. I'm not that, so I'm still wearing crusty old T-shirts, crusty old shorts. Still got the same MacBook Air from, 10 years ago. So man, Corey writes in. Corey with a story. And he says, this is going to make me cry, man. He goes, I'm finally retired thanks to you. I stopped working on May 22nd via someplace. And let's see here. I have a military retirement and my FERS retirement. All right. So he's got about $5,000 a month in military and FERS. All right. FERS is the Federal Employee Retirement System, not the CSRS, which is the, how would they say that? The civilian... The better retirement system, I can't remember. We have no debt and about $525 in retirement accounts, of which 2/3 in a Roth. Our basic living expenses is $2,500 a month. Does he see how old he is? He's about 58. So he's only got $550. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I can't retire, but he's got $60,000 in various pensions. All right, so would you rather have that? $500,000 in a retirement account and $60,000 in pensions, or would you rather have $2 million in a retirement account and no pension? Or what? You'll probably be like me, about $500,000 in a retirement account and no pension, but then I have a crap load of equity in my house. You know what I'm saying? Either way, just because he has a pension doesn't mean he's necessarily won the game, or it doesn't mean if you don't have a pension and you don't have $2 million, you lost the game. It doesn't mean that, because everything is expenses. Our basic living expenses is $2,500 a month. See, it's hard to do this sideways to hold the phone. Hi. There he is. Everybody wants to see Pablo. There's not one person who does not love Pablo. We all know. I know. I decided, thanks to you, what's the point of giving up a year of my life, driving 45 minutes to and from work to sit in an office and work at a job I've grown to not like. Also, I'm seeing people I know that are younger than me die. Since I've, quote, retired, unquote, I put a new door in with the help of some retired buddies and working on replacing my back deck. My wife and I are going to Ireland for a couple weeks in July. They're going to Colorado in August to see our daughter and camping at the Freiburg Fair. Oh, yes. The Freiburg Fair. Oh. Ireland, the Freiburg Fair. See, I'm not even a big traveler, but I love the Freiburg Fair. I got to get to Ireland, dude. My daughter was sharing some stories about my clan in Ireland that they used to. I don't know how we became a Scanlens, Sandlen, because my great-grandfather was a Scanlan, Seanlan, Thomas. And he died working on the railway in New Jersey, of all places. Got his leg stuck, and I guess I can't remember the whole story. It's disgusting, horrible. Anyway, he died in a railroad accident, and it just reminds me of the song "The Pogues," "Working on the Railway," that my daughter told me about, as a matter of fact. Which she sent to me. She goes, "Hey, this is like us, working on the railway." What's the point of me working any longer? At the marginal utility of return for me is zero to do so. Now I get to choose what I want. Thanks for the video course I purchased, helping me realize I can stop working, dude. Corey, just freaking, it's legendary. And I'm not a hero, but I get emails like this all the time, and it's so satisfying to me that a guy in his T-shirt who hasn't shaved. Kind of like my beard, man. I think I got to shave my neck because it does itch down there. And my other dog's outside and running around who knows what. Look, I'm not a rich guy. I don't have $1 million. I don't have close to $1 million in my retirement portfolio. I got $1 million of equity in this house. Hopefully we can downsize. We can, turn some of the equity into cash money in a brokerage account. But, I've raised 4 kids, one income for the most part, you know what I'm saying? And we started off with nothing. In fact, we started off in 2000. I hear this story a lot too. In 2008, I had nothing. I was talking to these people the other day that got destroyed in 2000, the dot-com crash. It sounded like they got snookered by some guy, like the freaking dot-com stocks. And, they probably should have done their due diligence and all that, but, whatever. And now they're crushing. But I even heard even more recently that, I didn't have hardly any money 10 years ago. I paid my mortgage off, and I've been plugging $50,000 a year in my portfolio over the last 10 years. So that's, 5,000. That's 500,000 in my portfolio plus whatever growth they've got. They're sitting on $1 million. And I've heard this a million times a Sunday. So just because, how old is this guy? He'll be 59. So he's 58 right now. Just because you don't have $1 million right now or $500,000 right now, dude, that's okay. I don't have $1 million. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. And you're going to be okay as long as you get your spending under control. And the way you get your spending under control is paying off your debts, your mortgages and stuff. Now, I'm not saying go out there and make crazy payments on your mortgage if you don't have liquidity. That's the problem I have. The reason I got so much liquidity and not a big retirement account because I paid like a freaking crazy man on my mortgage. Because, I've seen it with my eyes. See, that's the thing about listening to me, I meant to say. I guess hiring me too if you so desire. Is I've seen it with my own 2 eyes. These things right here. I've seen it. People who don't have a mortgage are able to save more and live off less, which means they're able to retire quicker. That, never mind a car payment, a lease, or all this other crap that people have. I've seen it. So with that said, unfortunately, I took that to heart and I said, well, I need to pay off my mortgage. And the reason I say unfortunately, because I would have been paying on my brokerage account instead of my mortgage. I have a whole lot more in terms of liquid net worth as opposed to equity. Whatever, man. It's water on the bridge. Water on the bridge. And but I know this. So I know I talk to people, oh man, I only got $200,000. Like, dude, you just paid off your mortgage. You're 52 years old. You're going to work another 8, 9, 10 years. By the time you hit 60, you have $500,000 in your portfolio, no mortgage. You'll probably be able to qualify for Obamacare if you do it right, i.e. don't put into 401k plans other than the match. Instead, put it into your post-tax account or Roth. I've seen, this is the thing. There's plenty of guys on YouTube who are crushing in terms of their knowledge, but they don't have the experience that I got. They just don't. I'm sorry. And as such, when you talk with clients, as long as I've been, and the thing is, I guess I'll brag on myself. I'm a good listener. I like to see how people got to where they are. I don't just look at them and say, oh, you are here. I like, well, how did you get here? Man, at dot-coms, I got crushed. Oh, man, I got laid off in 2008. I had nothing. And I'm like, well, how did you? I just started squirreling away. My mortgage was paid off. The kids got off the payroll. Next thing you know, I'm sitting on $700,000. I was like, what? I cannot tell you how many people start with nothing. Now they're sitting on $500,000, $600,000, $700,000, if not more. Because America, dude. Because freaking America crushes. And we got the GOAT in office right now. America's coming back, baby. You can feel it. The young kids there are going to crush. Yeah, there's some scoundrels out there, but there's scoundrels during the greatest generation as well, so to speak. And so I'm not in the least worried about it. But I'm just a guy like me in my T-shirt and my dogs and this stupid, 22-year-old, whatever it is, 1924 Commodore computer was playing Atari. It's not because I have a good skill set. It's just because I've been doing this for so long and I listen to people. I get to hear what works. And what works is what I'm telling you. Now, if you want to be highfalutin, I'm not your guy. I never would say that. See how that white shirt makes me look tan? Yeah, dude. Got an email today about my pearly whites. Yeah, looking good, ladies. And my hazel and green eyes. Ooh, Josh, the lady's gonna love you. Double nickel. Wife made me lasagna last night. She makes the best freaking lasagna, dude. Looking at history, my wife's background as a Mick. My oldest daughter's she loves looking at this. The Mick generation. It's like we both have drunken Irish grandparents or great grandparents, I can't remember, and it's just who left their kids, families, and let the mom police up the kid. It's just we both come from backgrounds like that. It's crazy. Then my granddad's dad, when he emigrated from Austria, was almost lynched by a mob in southern Arizona because he was German, and he was about to be lynched. Other than he was saved by a Polish immigrant of all people because he worked in the copper mines. And white privilege that we have, and it's just amazing what 2 generations did. Because my granddad's dad worked in the copper mines in Arizona, southern Arizona. We're talking, 1916, 17 and stuff, working the copper mines in Bisbee, Arizona. But he was a tailor when he came to the United States, but there was no money in tailing, whatever that is, being a tailor. So he went to the copper mines to save up money, become a tailor. Then when he got enough money to get out of Arizona, he moved back to Kansas City. I'm not sure why he ended up in Kansas City, but he moved back to Kansas City, took my grandpa there and all that, and then started a tailor business. But he had to sell it in 1944 for some reason. And my daughter and I are both wondering, well, if it's because he was German, you know what I'm saying? Because we're at war with the Germans. Anyways, it's very interesting. And why am I going off the tangent? I don't know. It's just a Scanlon of the Deichmann clan. My wife's mom, her maiden name was Farr from California. Same kind of, do the same. It's like identical to what my parents' backgrounds were. Deichmann and Scanlons. My wife's were Rooney and Farr, drunken Irishmen on the Irish side, and then English. Her side was English. My side, my mom's side was German. That's just historical, or hysterical, I guess both. All right, God bless. Love to hear your thoughts. Thanks, man. Appreciate the email, brother. See you at the Freiburg Fair. I don't think I can go this year, but dude, I plan on being a legend at Freiburg Fair. I want to volunteer there. When the kids are out of the house, it's just me and Shar. We're gonna be going up there. I'll be volunteering and everything. I can't wait. Freaking Freiburg Fair in Maine. I think it's the first week in October, last week September, something like that. There's nothing better than the Freiburg Fair. It literally makes you happy inside. All right, God bless. We'll see you.